to the advisory board members and all the general attendees. My name is Mathilde Vadde. I am myself a fashion entrepreneur, and I am a startup co-founder of Eco Fashion Labels. It's a sustainable fashion marketplace. And tonight I am happy to introduce 5 up-and-coming beauty tech startups from the US, Germany, and Bulgaria. We will start the evening with Fia Skin and Beauty, presented by Charles Booker from the USA, replacing poor performing liquid chemical makeup primers with a new supercharged air primer. And then we will follow by EstSet, presented by Roman Panin from Germany. It's an e-commerce platform bringing together skincare cosmetics suppliers, cosmeticians, and their end consumers. The third one will be GymPerfume, presented by Eli Zelmati from the USA. It's the first fitness body spray for men and women that smells better as you sweat. The fourth one will be PulpoAR, presented by Rayan Godoi from the US, an augmented shopping startup that enables consumers to virtually try on makeup anywhere and anytime. Then the last startup, and the fifth one is called Shimani Smart Skincare, presented by Stacy Pavlova from Bulgaria. It's a new generation dermo-cosmetics created by a team of scientists who develop products for the NASA. So I'm really looking forward to listen to all these pitches and learn more about them. So before we start, I would like to shortly introduce the format of the event. Each startup has 5 minutes to pitch, which will be followed by 10 to 15 minutes feedback from the advisors. And the participants can use the chat to ask questions or give feedback to the presenters, and it's a good tool to network during this event. So now I would like to shortly introduce the Startup Club. The Startup Club started out as a small local initiative in Milan. It was then called Milan Entrepreneurship Network, helping local entrepreneurs and early stage entrepreneurs connect with advisors and investors in the local Italian ecosystem. Eventually it grew and became a larger international community by building a network of associates, helping projects to expand in different regions and different ecosystems thanks to a large online community. Startup Club is now a global company. We have over 70,000 members in our online networks and over 50,000 investor connections around the world. The goal of the Startup Club is to help entrepreneurs in their fundraising, development, and growth journey, connecting them with key players in the startup ecosystem. So what we do is connecting entrepreneurs to investors, advisors, mentors, and different support organizations. We have a team of working together across 15 different countries, and the team is helping us grow in different regions. And we have several different sector-focused events on various topics, but also like this pitch night, but we also have larger investor networking conferences. I will, during the event, share the link to our upcoming events in the chat. And so now I would like to ask the members of the advisory board to shortly introduce themselves. I'm really happy to have you here tonight. I would like to ask Léonore Alarcon-Dupuis, if you could shortly introduce yourself. Welcome.
Sure. Hello and good afternoon to everyone. I am Leonore from the Ventures team at Plug and Play. Plug and Play is one of the most active early stage VC firms in the world, and we are also a corporate innovation platform with more than 500 of the world's biggest corporations trusting their innovation initiatives to us. We're present in almost 50 cities all around the world, and I am myself based between Madrid and Barcelona. I deal with our corporate partner needs as well as sourcing for new investment opportunities. And one of our more recent clients, I think more relevant for here, is Stacy, with which we are also creating the first fashion tech accelerator in the country, which, by the way, just launched today. It's called for application, so I invite everyone interested in applying. And we are also co-investing with them. Happy to be here. Thank you, Celine.
Thank you very much, Leonore. Welcome. Celine Lippi, would you like to introduce yourself? Hi again.
Yeah, hi. Hi,
welcome.
everybody. Sorry to be late. I have a network issue. It's always like that. So personally, I'm based in Paris, and I've been investing in the fashion tech, retail tech area for roughly 10 years. So I've co-founded many funds, Fashion Capital Partners, Luxury Tech Fund, and we are also running a fund dedicated to leather. And right now I'm funding a new fund in the beauty and wellness area. And we do invest in early stage, so mainly Series A. And we have a worldwide scope. So I'm happy to be here and to discover all those new projects.
Thank you very much, Céline. Olivier Decazes, welcome at the Startup Club.
Hi everyone, I'm also in Paris, Oliver. I've spent 20 years in big beauty groups, French and Japanese groups. And now I'm doing two things. The first one is I'm working on my own project. I am also a startupper, and I'm working within two incubators, one in the French Cosmetic Valley, another one in Paris-Saclay. And I'm launching my own brand, which is on food supplements and cosmetics on one hand. And on the other hand, I'm also investing in various projects for quite a few years as a private investor. So I'm very happy to be here and see interesting things.
Thank you, Olivier, and welcome. And now I would like to ask Nzinga Graham-Smith. Hello, welcome. Could you introduce yourself?
Yes, hi. Hi, everybody as well. Hi, pleased to be here. I'm from the UK. I reside in Birmingham in the UK, which I call the heart of the UK. I'm the founder and business growth development director of the Forever Green Group. And we pride ourselves as being the #1 business for business owners in the health and wellness, hair and beauty and fashion industry who want to scale, reinvent, disrupt, or sell their business without any stresses, high losses, or with less time wasted. Our objective by doing that is to provide a daily dose of inspiration to women worldwide to feel, look, and be their best, to build their own legacy. And I'm pleased to be here to hear and listen to some of these beauty techs out there and how the industry is going, because it's something that we are very integral and find very important within our business model. Thank you.
Thank you, Zinga. And sorry, I was on mute. I would like to ask Carol Carson. Hi, Carol. Could you shortly introduce yourself? Welcome.
Hi everyone, great to be here and meet you all. I help beauty brands grow and scale internationally to expand their distribution into the big retailers around the world, also with D2C as well, looking at whatever the right strategy is for that brand. I'm based in the UK. We have a big focus on brands from the UK going to the US and vice versa. And then my background is primarily boots. So I was many years in boots, the last 10 years of which was setting up boots in Asia and in the USA. So that was the part of the business that was brands. And also I've had a global job with L'Oreal as part of the Body Shop as well. So really excited always interesting to meet new brands and see what's happening for the future. So good luck to everybody who's presenting tonight.
Thank you so much, Carol, and welcome. Thanks. So now, thank you all for all these introductions. I think we can now move to the first pitch. So without further delay, I would like to give the floor to Charles Booker with his company Fia Skin and Beauty. Give me just a minute and I will start the video.
I don't know if anyone can hear me, but I have a lawnmower going outside my window right now. I apologize if you hear a lot of noise. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Hi.
Hi there. Now you're going to do the video first? Is that?
I will share now the video.
Okay, very good.
Particularly better.
Our new air priming system changes everything. The performance is so high that it solves the oily skin problem and the acne that goes along with that. Hi, I'm Kent Booker, founder and CEO of Fia Beauty. I'm out of Newport Beach, California. Currently, 1 in 5 women have no answer to the misery caused by severely oily skin. It can now be fixed with our new patent-pending face mask device when used with our new moisturizer. There's a couple images of our device. See for yourself. After 8 hours with no touch-ups, women on the top using only liquid primer versus them using our air primer system for 2 weeks. Their oily skin becomes normal skin. Combination skin also becomes normal skin, and this is the Fia mask difference. Our competition is every major brand. They all have lines of products meant for oily skin people, but they really perform poorly. They only delay the onset of oily skin. So their medicine cabinet looks like this. Now women can throw all these products away and replace them with our one mask device and one bottle of moisturizer. Their mornings became faster, easier, is safer for their skin, and over time this will save them money. But ultimately it's freedom from the misery of the oily skin. Our patent-pending air primer device changes skin fundamentals, and our mixtures take advantage. We have a 300% performance improvement over liquid primers while safe and simple. The Fia mask device impacts all 3 related markets to skincare, which is a $500 billion per year market worldwide. The device will sell for about $300 with a 10x margin, and our consumables will have an 80% margin. We plan on starting in moisturizer after a few years to go to skincare and then later into makeup. Fixing oily skin leads to a $10 billion annual white space, which is patent protected because we're the only ones who can credibly fix the oily skin. Fia is a startup company finalizing its product design for the mask. This will be ready by the 4th quarter of 2021. Air priming uses static electricity to create attraction between skin and our special products, a process used for decades in industry called electrostatic coating. 100% of our beta testers want to buy a device, and over 1,000 treatments have been completed. All of them, every one of them was done safely. We have insufficient funding, and this is the biggest barrier to market for our business. We plan on being in revenues by 3rd quarter of 2022 with me funding the business personally. We have credible financial assumptions from Stage 1 Financial in Anaheim, California, a large accounting firm that does a lot of startup work for beauty companies, over 100 brands. We have planned for initial online sales. We're expecting low growth during our direct-to-consumer learning phase. We'll get recurring revenues from consumables. Our mask price will drop to about $180 when we go into wholesale business to business after a couple of years through companies like Macy's. We plan on being cash flow positive in around 15 months, give or take, and self-funding within 2 years, and this really is just an indication of our high margins. The team is myself, Kent Booker, mechanical engineer. I invented the device. Chelsea Poling is a small influencer out of Los Angeles who's come on board based on the performance of the device. And Jeremy Treifenbach, our CFO, I'd like to highlight, is a member of the Stage 1 Financial Group. Business advisors, I'd like to highlight Eric Rayan. He's had 3 entrepreneurial exits in retail with Ollie Vitamins, Method Soaps, and Welly Bandages, currently working for Unilever. The remainder of my advisors are working in marketing and legal. Some final thoughts on this business. The very strong emotions for the oily skin problem identifies our customers and gets them over the hurdles of the high cost and unfamiliar technology. Our R&D will bridge from moisturizers to anti-aging and finally makeup over the next few years. And consumables will allow us more than just recurring revenues. They're about control, safety, pricing, branding, user experience, and liability. Our brand target is Chanel for the tech savvy. Fia, yours in beauty. Thank you very much.
Yes, that was great. Great presentation. Thank you, Kent. So now I would like to ask, we will start with the feedback. So Leonor, would you like to begin?
Yeah, sure. Well, more than feedback, I had a few questions. First of all, how did you come across with the problem? And also, what's what would be the typical consumer journey when buying the Fia products and also buying the refillings?
Right. I invented the device when my wife, who has severely oily skin, bought a bunch of primer, and she had it in her medicine cabinet. And I said, "Oh, do you use primer? Is it like paint primer? I'm a painting expert." And she just said yes, but it doesn't work very well. So I actually remember the time when I was in a automotive painting factory in Mexico, and the female employees of the factory were using our industrial painting equipment on their body parts before putting on their beauty products because they said it made it look really good. And this industrial process, was a paint priming process. So I figured out how to take it and shrink it into a mass device. And I gave it to my wife, and the next day, she used it in the morning before school. She's a teacher. And she came home and she said, "Look at my face, it's absolutely perfect. My makeup goes on great." So ever since then, she's been pushing me to get this device out into the market. The user experience would be something along the lines of a person Googles or searches on Amazon for something for their oily skin. They have severely oily skin, they have acne, they have other conditions downstream from oily skin. We would look to search engine optimize to get up there as one of the lead results or as a sponsored ad, and try to get people into our website. Now, what's great about our particular product is that it works. It works perfectly. It works immediately. It works every single time. It works on every skin type, every pore size, every tone and texture. It works for absolutely everyone. And here in Los Angeles, we've had the opportunity to work with every skin type. And we just can't find anyone that doesn't want to buy it. So when they see the website and they get a little bit curious, and they can start talking to us on the website, and that hopefully will bring them in. So our first 18 months or so, I expect to be direct to consumer, low volume, where we work out our brand, we work out our messaging, and we learn. Eric Rayan, my advisor, is very adamant about this, starting small, low inventory, and then bringing them on board from there.
Okay, thank you. I think that you should definitely add the story to your pitch of how you came up with the idea.
True. I have only 5 minutes, but my longer pitch includes it.
Thank you so much, Leonor. Celine, would you like to continue? Ask your questions. Celine? Celine, I cannot hear you.
Sorry. So, hi, Kent, and thank you for the presentation. And Fia looks incredible. So, yeah, I was going to say that on the financial side, it didn't appear in your presentation, but we had the chance to have a much more detailed deck. So, if I can ask a question on that side.
Sure.
And my first initial reaction was the business plan was very optimistic. And I know that you are operating in the US market, which is huge compared to what we're used to in Europe. But I would be really interested to understand how you build it, especially from year 1 of revenue to year 2, and then until year 4, as you are targeting $136 million of revenue, which sounds very big.
I understand. No, we have a lot of challenges, and the hardest one is to get people over their initial fear. So one of the people that I've been talking to, an investor, also owns a company called the Beauty Collection in Los Angeles, which is 3 large high-end retail beauty retailer stores, kind of like a smaller Sephora. And he's not interested in investing, but he is interested in helping me. He says he gets a lot of people on oily skin coming into the store and saying, "I need a solution for oily skin," and no one has that. And he says that the demographic tends to be women, and they're about 15 to 30 years old. So these are the people who are looking for a solution, and they're also happening to be the most tech savvy. So the way we're going to reach out to them is we're going to start here in Los Angeles. One of my co-investors, one of the people on my list there of the team, has a promotions company, and we plan on promoting this heavily. We were going to go at all kinds of the Los Angeles events. There's a lot of high-end things that his company goes and promotes, including alcohol, including golf tournaments and things like that. We're going to piggyback on some of those other things. We're going to have kiosks where we do demos in places like Rodeo Drive and Beverly Hills, where we're just going to invite people to come and try it. We're going to see if we can seed a little bit of interest that way. We're going to have some of the local influencers that Chelsea knows start talking about it and try to get appointments for people. The one thing about this device is we've had 44 people use it for 2 weeks straight. Every single one of those people wants to buy it. So part of our optimism is based on the fact that everyone who tries it buys it. That doesn't mean everyone who tries it is going to buy it for the price we want to sell it to them, but everyone has been curious enough and has seen the results so quickly and so completely that it's hard not to talk about it. I still get text messages from our testers, saying, when's this going to get on the market? When's this going to happen? So there's sort of a word of mouth that I think comes from being a product that really, really works. And so that's why I'm optimistic. And my wife won't let me not be optimistic because she'll kill me if I don't sell these. She really believes in it. She really wants us out on the market. For oily skinned women like her, it's absolute misery.
And did you take any comparable model just to
comparison models? Well, yeah, I spoke with a guy named Dr. Rob, and he invented the Clarisonic skin brush. He gave me a lot of hints on what to do, how to focus the business and how to we're going to follow kind of what his plan was, which was they got it out there. I think their big break was when they got onto television shopping, QVC network here in the US, and people saw it and saw that it worked. But ultimately, my wife has a Clarisonic skin brush, and the fact is the thing just flat out works. So we can promote it and we can get a few people to try it out, but until they start talking about it, we won't really know the right trajectory. So we're choosing to be optimistic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then I would like to ask Olivier for feedback and questions.
Yes, thank you, Kent. It's a beautiful project. I just had maybe 2 comments. The first one is, don't you have and don't you plan to have a dermatologist or a medical doctor in your team that could give even more credit to your device? This is the first thing. And on the other hand, the second thing is there no risk on the long term when you use this device? Because assume you use it every day. Is it okay for the skin? Voilà. So sorry, I'm going with let's say the negative side, but because I believe there is a very strong potential on this high quality device. But I'm wondering on the long term usage.
Okay. So I'll answer the first question first. In the medical team, I have approached a number of dermatologists about this, but here in the Los Angeles area, dermatologists get approached on beauty devices and beauty startups literally all the time. And there hasn't been a whole lot of traction. I've had investors ask me this question, and I've said, introduce me to a doctor that wants to do it. I'm right next to the University of California at Irvine, which has a large dermatology department. I did share my findings with one of the professors over there, a research dermatologist, not an MD. She said, well, I don't have the resources to do anything with this. If you want to give me $250,000, I'll be happy to research it. Well, I ran into her 2 years later, and she'd hired a new doctor into her department that just did electrostatic coating. So evidently she was very impressed with the pitch I gave her, whether or not she actually did anything with me, but she's certainly looking at it as a direction of research. Now, the second question, what is the risk? My wife has been using hers for more than 2 years. The ingredients that involved is just simply static electricity. There's a little secret sauce in there. But because the static doesn't penetrate the skin and the mixtures don't penetrate the skin, there isn't actually any risk to a person. Really, it would have to come from grossly misusing the product, trying to break into it, spraying it with water because there's a static electric discharge machine inside that might zap them like a taser. And so it's about 90 watts, which is similar to a laptop. So it's not terribly powerful, but it'll give you a bit of a zap. So, provided it's used properly, and all the legal people on my team have said, as long as it's used properly, you know, you don't see any issues with it. Now, the device itself won't cause anything. Its question becomes, when you put things on your skin, what happens? So for instance, if you were to buy a very cheap Chinese color palette and makeup, you have no idea what's in there. Like, for instance, in the United States, some of these color palettes that are at the dollar store have been found to have heavy metals from China. And those work great for color, and they're fantastic so long as they don't go too far into the skin. But what happens if you use those things? Well, we're planning on providing our own products so that from one liability perspective, if someone has something happen and they were using that one of our products, all we can say is, hey, you know, those weren't tested and we don't know what you were doing with it. The flip side of it is, you know, we're also going to use that as a point to use our products. You know, they're going to be safer. They're going to be tuned to use our device. So we actually see that as kind of a bonus in our favor, if anything.
Okay, thank you, Olivier. Now, Carol, would you like to give your feedback and questions? And we have to keep it a little bit short now. We have 5 minutes left.
Okay, thank you. My question was about ease of use. So it says 15 seconds, but
yes,
clear about literally what do you do in those 15 seconds?
May I show you a user experience video?
If we have time, Mathilde.
1 minute, 54 seconds. I'll share my screen, or I'll send you. What I can do is I'll put it in the comments, and you can watch it at your convenience. But I'll give you a little quick demo. Could you go? Do you have may I share my screen?
I mean, I guess the question is really, are you just moving it around the area quite quickly? I mean, there's a number of facial devices that or does it require a special massage technique, or, you know, I was trying to understand what you actually do with it on your face.
Sure. Do you see the photo in front of you? I think is sharing. Never can tell with
yes, I can see. Yeah.
Zoom, this is actually the device, and so our model using it in our video. And it goes over the skin. You feel like a breeze is blowing over your face, and that's it for 15 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. You push a little button on the top, it automatically turns itself off for you, and that's it. So this is the method. Washes her face, dries it thoroughly, uses it for 15 seconds, puts on our moisturizer, and then she applies whatever makeup she wants to use.
Yes. Okay, that's great. Thank you. My second question was related to your distribution model, and you talked about having it on D2C, so on your website initially, and I'm assuming as well potentially there's some distribution in there, whether it's in retail or something big. You mentioned Clarisonic with QVC. So related to that was you mentioned your target audience was the 15 to 30-year-olds, and the price point is $300. Have you done some work about how many 15 to 30-year-olds would be prepared to pay the $300? What the proportion of that pie is?
I'll tell you what, if you have severe acne, that's caused by your oily skin, and you want it fixed, $300 is less than the cost of one visit to a Los Angeles dermatologist. So from that perspective, it might not be enough. But I'll also point to, you know, there are so many of the Latino women that we've talked to that, you know, skincare is something they already spend, you know, almost $500 a year on already. And we can eliminate probably 6 of their 8 products that's in their shelf. It's eventually going to be a cost savings for them. Right? We don't plan on charging a whole lot of money for our consumables. So the idea is, you know, hey, this thing works and it's going to cost you a little bit up front, but anything that's good quality is going to cost you, and it's going to work. But at the end of the year, you're going to have more money in your pocket. You're going to be happy with the way you look, and all that acne is going to go away.
Yeah, it's worth doing that piece of work to understand in your demographic what their income is.
True.
To have a look at that.
But I also look at you know, golfers who spend $300 on a driver.
Yes,
you know,
it's just so for example, if you were let's say you imagined it being in Ulta, for example, if you then had a look at what other their medical devices were and what their top end range is, if your aspiration and you're going to go after mass volume, it ultimately is to be in one of those things. They have an upper price.
Right.
So that links into my next question. You talked about keeping your, I think your FD was saying you'd like to keep the numbers low and grow slowly. What's your minimum production that you need to have, the number of units that you need to produce in any one time? So for manufacturing?
I don't know. I'm a manufacturing engineer, design engineer. I've designed up for 1 million units per year, you know, one every 32 seconds or so, and we're talking automobiles. I can design to any level. For us to break even, about 1,000 units at first. So I'm funding that myself. My first, you know, $300,000 I'll put in myself. And then I'll get 1,000 of these units sold. Every investor I've talked to so far has said, really not interested until you're in revenue. And I said, I clear it back. And they say, it doesn't matter, you're a beauty brand, we don't invest. There's a very rigid business model among the investors I've talked to. What I've got here is sort of a hybrid between a medical device, which isn't a medical device at all because, you know, we don't penetrate the skin. And numerous lawyers, 3 law firms I've talked to have all said, you're not a medical device, you don't need to do any approvals. But the business model is very similar to a medical device because I need to have the money to get the device to get it onto the market. Those kinds of investors are just shying away from the beauty distribution methods, but the beauty people are shying away from the medical. So it's a fantastic opportunity for somebody to make an absolute ton of money, investors. Hopefully you'll come and talk to me a little bit more and we'll find out together, you know, if this works for you.
So have you found a manufacturer to produce it for you?
I can do them in my garage for 1,000 units. There's so many medical device people here in Los Angeles that I can pay a little extra to have it done. The medical device show's coming up here in August. I'm probably going to go with one of the medical device prototypers at first and see if we can't get the Chinese, you know, to make our tools for us and assemble it here in the US. So 1,000 units I don't have a problem with. And then I'm going to show everyone I've got revenues and a lot of really happy customers, I hope, you know, and then from there I'll have revenues and then it's a different conversation.
Yes, and then one last thing, which is more of a tip.
Matilda's going crazy, but
quick.
It just is a tip, is an opportunity on the website to maybe have a quiz to help people identify if they have oily skin, start to collect your email list and you know, build that list so that when you do launch, you've got an active audience ready.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Tinka, would you like to say like a very quick feedback question?
Well, I had a few because, but I know the time now, so I'll just keep it quickly. Just very quick answers. The cost is costing to produce the product, and you've mentioned that the moisturizer has to be used with it. Does it work without the moisturizer? What if they use another moisturizer that's not part of the brand? Would it also work that way? I've got more, but I'd have to ask it another time.
Well, let's schedule a meeting then. I'd love to talk about it. It's my favorite.
Fine.
Let's see. You can use anything you want, but I don't have enough money in the world really to test everyone's moisturizer. And just as a way of wanting to own the experience, we've had some of our users, all of our test users use their own products. Some products worked well, some products were terrible. I don't know why. But we have a list of the golden products that if you use this one or use that one, it works. If you use that one or that one, every time it failed. So it seemed to be more the user, you know, they would call us and say, oh, my product doesn't work. And we say, well, use this one instead. So what I don't want to do is...
Sorry, thank you for that. So what does it cost to produce the product?
Low volume, probably $60 per unit. When our volumes go high, it'll be down about $20 per unit. I'm an expert at squeezing money out of those kinds of things.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll connect with you to ask anything further. Thank you.
Very good.
Super, great. Thank you, everyone. So now I would like to move to the next presenter. So I would like to thank you, Kent, so much. And so now the next one is called Roman Panin. He's the founder of EstSet. Roman, you can now share your screen and you can start your pitch.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Hello, Roman. No, not yet.
Perhaps a bit of lagging. And now?
No.
And now?
Yes, now it's
okay,
fine.
super.
Great.
So, hello everyone. Just 1 second. So I just recently joined your startup club or your startup community and just realized that this refers to beauty tech, since I hear a lot of French names or French surnames and like slight French accent. Sorry, so I didn't prepare a video presentation, so I go through my usual pitch deck and describe you my story and tell you my story. Actually, I'm a founder of EstSet. This is the B2B2C platform that letting cosmeticians and skincare cosmetic suppliers or producers to sell and to promote their cosmetics via cosmeticians. So how this idea actually came? Very simple. My wife is experienced and educated cosmeticians, and right 1 year ago we were sitting at the Mediterranean shore, and she was complaining about her daily routine problem, like she was always lacking the appropriate and convenient and profitable tool to recommend different cosmetic tools to her customers, to her existing customers, because she has to consult almost every customer after the skincare treatment about the appropriate beauty box or beauty set for them. And actually, we call our project EstSet, which means beauty box in the other words. And this is actually the core essence and the core foundation of our concept. So cosmeticians or beauty specialists, they can create different beauty boxes out of different elements, brands, and they can share it via the existing social media channels. Like, why do you think that we solve the problem? Because at the moment, cosmeticians or beauty specialists, they don't have the tools which are scalable, convenient, and profitable, or very limited in their functionality. So what is actually the main problem of promotion of any beauty product? As for example, the previous presenter always emphasized like cosmetics or any beauty device is very consulting intensive product. And in order to promote it successfully, you need someone to help you or to guide you, like to tell you what should you take, what you should not, and so on and so forth. And this helper, this promoter, this guy, he or she should be very experienced and educated. Ideally is a medical specialist or at least cosmetician, beautician who knows what he or she is talking about. But the other side or the flip side of this situation, that all these specialists, they are very expensive and their time is very limited, and their customers, they can understand only simple language, not the chemical compounds, not the complicated ingredients, and so on and so forth. So, and we also realized and found out that cosmeticians, they are existing opinion leaders, having hundreds and thousands loyal existing customers, and they have already established different social media channels on Instagram, on TikTok, on any social media channels. And actually this potential is not fully used because their main focus, I mean cosmeticians, is provision of skin care treatment, and they usually don't have time or capacity or resources to promote cosmetics. From the other side, cosmeticians, they have to do it, and they cannot avoid this part of job, but they don't have a tool to do that. And we came out with the concept which could be based on the win-win principle. So it means that suppliers or producers, they get benefits from promotions or sales of their skincare cosmetics. Cosmeticians, they can leverage on their social media channels and their popularity among their customers. and subscribers and get additional income for these services. And consumers, they can get bespoke beauty box from the persons whom they know and whom they really trust, because they already attend them at their beauty clinics or institutes or studios, and so on and so forth. So how does it look like? So solution is quite simple. So actually you see the screenshots from our test beta version. So just imagine the typical cosmetician. She or he has small beauty studio. This cosmetician, she can pick up interesting items, which is placed or uploaded on the platform, and create different beauty boxes out of these items, not necessarily from one cosmetic brand. Then this cosmetician can add her unique content, for example, video manuals or any like clarification content, text, videos, reels, and so on and so forth, and then share it among their subscribers on Instagram or TikTok, wherever. And when their loyal subscribers, they see the link, direct link to this beauty box, and clicks on it, we manage everything rest, like packing, delivery, payment, return, and so on and so forth. So actually, here is our role. Like, we provide the technical interface, we approve and authorize cosmeticians. Only licensed professionals are allowed. We integrate all the necessary stuff into social media and vice versa. We pay cosmeticians the commission fee for the promotion of these beauty boxes, and we manage all the logistics connected to this beauty box, like what we have already done. Like we're about 1 year.
I'm sorry, is it the last slides or?
Actually, we launched the first beta version, so we have proven interest from 35 countries, more than 50 skincare cosmetic suppliers, more than 300 of interested cosmeticians. Like business model, like we get our income from difference between retail and wholesale price. This is the business case, how much average cosmetician can earn. Like the market is huge. Our ambition is to become #1 or Amazon in skincare cosmetics promotion via opinion leader, so in affiliate marketing, niche affiliate marketing, and to provide the fair trade conditions, especially for the small and medium-sized users. Here is the comparison to the existing sales channels. Our benefit is like the combination between personal touch and scalability of our concept, which is not the case, for example, of traditional aesthetic clinics, or no personal touch for the retail or online stores. Go-to-market strategy, like we don't want to burn the millions in mass market, and we would like to apply like acquisition spiral instead. This is the key financials. We need about €500,000 to become profitable from the second year in different forms, convertible bonds or capital equity. Like details could be discussed additionally. This is our team. Me, my wife, actually, she's MD, very experienced in aesthetic industry. Also, one more expert.
I'm sorry, I need to interrupt you. It's already 9 minutes. I'm so sorry, but we will share your pitch deck to everyone, so everyone will have time to read it. So, you want to say a final one sentence or two? To wrap it up?
We're on the good track. We're testing our first beta version at the moment, adjusting it every day. I'm talking to interested cosmeticians, suppliers on a daily basis, and we're looking for a smart investor who is experienced in this beauty industry and who knows the reality of this business. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Really nice. Great. So I would like to ask Nzinga to begin this time.
Thank you. Raymond, first of all, thank you for your presentation, also what you and your wife has done. I'll get very straight. I read your presentation yesterday and listened to it just now. I really don't understand exactly what you're offering differently to just me as a consumer looking for those beauty brands. I'm just a bit confused about the model based upon various platforms that are out there where there's several different types of products that we can get our hands on to. That is where I'm completely lost. I do understand that you do have obviously specialists in the skincare side, but again, I'm just completely lost with where the benefit is.
Okay, what is your question if you're lost?
I'm just saying I just don't understand it. I don't understand what's the difference with me going to, as a consumer, to certain sites that have various beauty products that I can get hands to, rather than having specific products which I feel that you have in a package or so, like a delivery box of the various products that I can utilize. I could go to a platform where I can express, for example, my skin type, etc.
Do you imagine yourself as the end consumer, or you are talking as professional?
I'm looking for both. As a end consumer.
So actually, it's not the platform, at least at this stage, for the end consumer. We are not focusing on the end consumers at the moment, because it's rather the solution for cosmeticians, and it makes the process of promotion of professional cosmetics for them easier and more profitable and more convenient. Later on, when we gain the critical mass, the sufficient number of cosmeticians and their followers, we can discuss the solutions for the end consumers. But in a nutshell, what's the main benefit? So actually, just imagine you are average consumer, and you actually don't know which cosmetics do you need. And if you already know cosmetician, like cosmetic studio, like your personal cosmetician who usually recommends you something, but this platform, we let cosmeticians to recommend or to provide any combination of different types of cosmetics they want. And it's the main comparison with the existing traditional distribution model, when they have only showcase in their studio or in their clinic, and that's it. So they cannot recommend, or they cannot promote something different, something additional.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just leave it there. Thank you. If someone else to ask some more questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Carol, would you like to give your feedback and questions?
I had a similar comment to what Nzinga's just said. I think it needs a bit more clarity in your presentation about who it is that you're trying to help. To me, it sounds like a subscription box, and you know, there are many of them out there, often based at more of the cosmetics side, rather than this sounds like it would be more professional skincare. I think there's something as well around defining the terminology, because in your presentation you said the US is it going to be the big market for you, and the way that people buy skincare, particularly professional skincare in the US, is very much through a dermatologist compared to how it is in some parts of Europe. So I think just explore how the model might work in the different parts of the world. I guess I'm trying to park the fact that I'm not totally sure how, what the benefit is. I understand that anybody, a customer, sales are higher when it comes with professional advice. The more expertise level, the higher that is, the bigger the sale is. So I get that part of it, and I can see that it sounds like you're trying to make it easier for the cosmetologist or the expert skincare, to make it easier for them. I mean, ultimately, often the way salons and spas work is that the manager or owner has agreed deals with, whether it's Dermalogica, a spa, whoever, you know, whoever those brands are, and they've agreed a margin with that brand. Is what you're saying is you are agreeing better margins that they could agree themselves because you're doing it at scale, and therefore it's going to be worth a while using their platform. I'm trying to understand what, you know, what is, because you're making the difference, you're making your sale between, you said, the purchase price, the RRP and the margin. But if the spa can get that, you'd have to be better in some way, you know. So I'm trying to understand that. So
the margin, thank you for your question. The margin will be the same or equal, but our benefit that this solution, it could be much more scalable, which they already have, because usually they use traditional way of consulting, like on site in clinic consulting. It's very limited with the number of customers who come to this clinic. Like our solution is to provide digital tool for this cosmetician or for these clinics. Like there could be different types of cosmeticians interested, or cosmetologists.
Many of the brands have exclusive deals, or they're through a distributor. So there may be already agreements in place that prevent you from doing
this. Yes, you're right. You're right. But I see no problem if they add something new. So we don't destroy the existing business relationships with the existing brands. We just try to add new distribution channel for them. It's like you have the restaurant and you can come to this restaurant, but the thing and the solution we try to provide is just to provide delivery service for this restaurant, and that's pretty it.
One last question. What's the average price of the boxes? You said you've been doing some test boxes. What's been the average price of retail?
In Europe, it's about 100 euro and more, something like that.
100 euro. And what's the average profit per box that's gone out so far?
60% out of this retail price. So it's highly marginable business, or even more, because suppliers, they are very interested.
Is that after shipping?
Sorry?
Is that after shipping costs?
What do you mean after shipping?
So the box has to get to the customer. Who's paying for that box?
I pay for that, but for example, I can agree the consignment agreement with the suppliers. And for example, I don't pay for stocks, or I can pay only the limited part of this amount. And once the end customers pays the entire retail price, I can finance all the activities like in-house logistics, out logistics. I can pay commission fee to cosmeticians and to cover all the costs.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Olivier, would you like to give your feedback?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Roman, for this presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
I believe there is a room for a qualified prescription from beauty cosmeticians, like you said, but it's true that there might be some already existing brands agreement with this cosmetician, so it might be difficult to break these agreements. But I think there is a room, like you show it, for a qualified recommendation, because some customers will be looking for that, a personalized, qualified recommendation. I had a question because I looked at the detail of the brands that you've signed with already, and I saw for the French ones that some of them are not very, let's say, scientific, medical based. And I was wondering if in the choice of the brands you will be targeting, your target should not be to try to bring some brands which are technical, because basically they should be recommended by MDs or surgeons and so on. And I had first question on that, and then I had a technical question. You are the one to buy all the stock, and so you act as a pure logistician, but you own the stock, so you take the risk for the stock financially.
Okay. So the first question, actually, cosmetics, it's not the prescribed medicine. and it simplified the entire process. But you are pretty right. For example, it's heavily dependent on the country regulation. For example, in France, as I know, it's prohibited to promote any cosmetic by doctors. And knowing that, so the French market in terms of promotion of our concept is pretty closed. So our focus is mostly on the German-speaking countries where I live in, and on Russian-speaking countries that I also know very well. And in these countries, it's quite liberal. So doctors, different categories of doctors, they can recommend these cosmetics. It's a very low risk that their end consumers, they can do something wrong because they don't recommend them to make any injections or to do any home surgery and so on and so forth. It's very like, they can recommend just put it on your face, on your lips, and on your nose, and so on and so forth. And legally, the responsibility of it is on manufacturer, because it's written on the manuals, the chemical compound, and so on and so forth. But again, like risk is very low. Second question is also very actual, like, and it refers to the business model and the funds that I need to run this business. Like I have to keep stocks to pack these beauty boxes and to deliver it quickly, because our consumers, they don't want to wait for long for it. But as I said, many suppliers, they are interested to promote their products, and we can agree on the flexible payment terms, like not in advance payment or not entire sum in advance payment or consignment agreement, and so on and so forth. The list of suppliers or producers, as I said, they are mostly small, medium-sized manufacturers, because we're a startup and like our resources is also very limited. And actually, this is the manufacturers that I could reach, not the biggest like corporations like L'Oreal and so on and so forth. But I'm pretty sure if we gain the critical mass of these brands, these manufacturers, like it would be much more easier to attract the other ones.
Thank you, Olivier. Leonor, would you like to give your feedback?
Sorry, I was mute. So thank you very much for your presentation. I understand your service very well because I buy my beauty treatment directly from the cosmetician I follow on Instagram. So she created a website where she has several brands and creates packages. So just like your value proposition. Her problem is negotiating, bringing products to Spain. So I guess that you would be able to tackle that problem as soon as you get enough muscle, both on the supply and demand side. But that's another question. My question is quite simple. Like, how does it look for the end consumer when she or he goes to EstSet? Do they land in a white level page that the cosmetician can personalize, so more or less like a Spotify experience?
Thank you for a question.
Sorry, Shopify, not Spotify.
The main idea of our business is not to try to become a new mass platform. Mass platform, like with the hundreds of thousands end consumers, means like millions in the marketing. We don't want to do that. That's why we would like to use the existing sales channels. Who has the existing sales channels? Cosmeticians, because if you take a look at the Instagram profile of typical or average cosmeticians, they already have hundreds or even thousands of very loyal followers. And the main way where these followers see these beauty boxes will be on the profiles, on the accounts of these cosmeticians who they follow on the daily basis. And they come to our platform, I mean, and consumers, only in the time when they click the beauty box, which they like. And once we gain this critical mass, gradually we can improve the service. We can introduce all this fancy stuff like artificial intelligence or customized search for appropriate beauty box for end consumers. But at the moment, or in the very beginning, we would like to use the existing network and existing channels of cosmeticians because they already have them, and it's very valuable asset, which is not fully used. That's our idea.
That I get it. My question was like, do you personalize do they ask you to personalize the landing page of EstSet when their followers click on the package so that like they keep their image, or they just arrive to a normal the usual EstSet landing page, not personalized?
It's actually up to cosmeticians what they want. They will, for example, if you take a look at the first beta version, so cosmetician, he can create different beauty boxes, and how and what would be the ingredients, what would be their strategy. For example, one cosmetician, they would like to focus on, let's say, after peeling or very chemical aggressive cosmetics and so on and so forth, or celebrity style promotion and imaging. So we just provide them the technical solution, how they use it. We can create the interface like Instagram does, like Reels, how to create attractive video and so on and so forth. If I understood your question correctly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Leonor. Céline, would you like to give your feedback?
Yeah, sure. So thank you, Roman, for the presentation. So
thank you.
I will try to not to ask so many questions, but I think I quite understood the model, and cosmetician, yeah, are more or less the ambassador that will help you to raise the model. So my question was more on the, again, on the way you built the business plan, and from what I know about marketplaces and the way the costs are how to say, are split within the model. I was kind of surprised to see very little marketing investment, few logistics investment, and very high staff cost. So especially for the first years, it's roughly 90% of the loss of the EBITDA. So how did you build it, considering that the marketplace, I think, is usually not using a big team, but really investing in marketing and all the logistical stuff?
At the moment, we're still at startup phase, and actually the version that we have at the moment, it refers only to the digital part of this business, and we just testing like the concept. We are showing it to interested suppliers, cosmeticians. We are changing interface and so on and so forth. So the basic cost structure, again, so let's assume like average price of beauty box is 100 euro. So 60% is my wholesale discount. It means that my income is 60. So 20 I spend for logistics, like in, out, and warehouse logistics. From 10 to 20%, I pay commission fee to cosmetician. And the rest 20 is my income, like my profit, my margin. Marketing strategy, I would like to clarify it again. So I don't want to pursue the mass marketing strategy because it's very costly and I don't want to like spend millions for the mass marketing. So I would like to employ and apply spiral marketing. What does it mean? Like cosmetician or beauty industry, it's very well connected industry. And it means like the producers, they have already established network of loyal cosmeticians. And once they are interested in our solution, they can bring like several cosmeticians, and that works also for cosmeticians. If they are interested in our solution and if they can get additional income for that, they can immediately bring the end consumers, like hundreds of end consumers, and they can also spread a word among the other cosmeticians, like telling them like what is that and how it could be beneficial for them.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. If you have more questions to Roman, you can use the chat. No,
yeah, sure.
They would be the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Roman.
Yeah.
And
Bye-bye.
now we will now move to the next presenter. So I would like to introduce you to Eli Zelmati and his company GymPerfume. So I will now start the video pitch. One second. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Wider. Yes.
Okay, I will make it big and press play.
Hello everyone, my name is Eli. For me, a workout is like any other event. I want to perform my best and feel like $1 million, even when I sweat. But there is only one problem. How can I feel good when my body odor affects my confidence? According to studies, 75% of our emotion are powered by the sense of smell, which led me to the creation of our product, GymPerfume. I would consider my entire life as a person who really cares about his mental and physical health. And I would consider that most people, one way or the other, do too. Especially those that enjoy outdoor activities, sports, and gyms. But over time, I noticed one problem over and over. I will do activities with the intention of feeling good about myself. But when I had to meet friends or just shop around, I will feel instantly insecure about myself because of my body odor. I tried different products, but they all smelled like teenagers and turned bad doing workouts. This sent me into a 2-year journey working in the professional lab, testing on thousands of athletes. As a result, we're now owning the most innovative formula and a winning product line. Introducing GymPerfume, the first natural body spray for physical activities. Our innovative technology includes sugar molecules that trigger a natural fragrance when we start to sweat. Our patented protected formula is the first to service adult males, females, as well as our unisex product. It delivers a luxury feeling sold with over 75% margin and smells even better than your casual fragrances. Our few so-called competitors, in other words, are not built for an active lifestyle and contain harmful gases that can be toxic when inhaled. We build the ultimate alternative for the modern day, using plant-based ingredients with incredibly attractive scents. And in times where self-awareness is skyrocketing, new statistics show that 1 out of 3 Americans use fragrance spray before exercising to control bad body odor. Now, this huge opportunity is arising, and we are heading into a global market worth 20 billion with over 200 million active Americans. This brings us to 60 million potential users only in the USA. We launched an MVP during the pandemic and sold it through gyms in Florida that were selling 20 to 30 units a month, but we knew that selling directly to consumer will have a greater potential. Through Amazon alone, we generated over 35,000 in less than 7 months, and this is considering we were just a team of 2 with limited resources. So I feel very confident in saying that if we had extra resources and budget or financial investment, these numbers will be 50 times more. So up to date, we already reached over 300 positive feedbacks and rated 4.5 on Amazon. There is no one better to do this than us. We are athletes, beauty professionals, and winner at soul. Combined, we have 20 years of experience in operating multi-million-dollar retail stores, dozens of employees, and a huge passion to disrupt the market. Look, Axe made billions from selling body spray to male teenagers. Our target audience is simply the untouched age group of 21 to 55 for both genders. After 2 years of learning our customers, we know what works. Combining AI retargeting technology with viral digital ads, a strong social presence, and modern funding campaign will make everyone talk about it. Florida, New York, California, and Texas are the 4 states we are going to focus on to achieve our goals in 2021 and 2022. Then we plan to go for 2 more rounds of investment in order to expand nationwide with our future projects. 2 more fragrances of GymPerfume, including a pocket-sized spray and a line of Dream Cream to fight cellulite and stretch marks. Okay, sales of 60,000 units will generate over $1 million in revenue. The funds will be reinvested in expanding our team and more inventory. The main goal is to consistently minimize customer acquisition costs and increase the average orders price by adding future products and subscription plans. 5 years of business operation within this fast-growing industry is what we believe we need in order to attract big buyers such as Procter & Gamble and Unilever. We are going to change the way we feel doing physical activities. We have the team, we have the solution, we have a beautiful product, and we have traction. So if you'd like to take part in this fitness revolution, join and be part of our success. Thank you, guys.
Great presentation. Hi.
Hello, guys.
Hi. So let's begin with the feedback. Celine, would you like to start?
Sure. Hi, Eli.
Hello.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for this very dynamic presentation. So, few questions. So first, I have seen you had only one product, and then in the presentation there was a range. So is it the plan, or today, or do you still have only one reference?
So we had only one product, which was the unisex, because we launched an MVP. We wanted to get feedback from both genders. But when we launch now in 3 months, it's going to be 3 fragrances. Okay. So male, female, and unisex.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I was going to say first, I had a look on Instagram, and congrats, you have a very good engagement rate.
Yes.
So not that many followers, but very, very active. So my main question was 2 questions actually. So what is the entry barrier at the moment against the big players? You know, knowing that you have only one product and soon 3 products. And the second one is regarding the price positioning. So I saw that it was $25, $26, and then on the picture of Amazon, the price was $14. So I don't understand the strategy in terms of price positioning. Are you high-end products, but then if Amazon is discounting in terms of image, is not, I don't think, very good. So yeah.
So I'm gonna
just try to.
I'm going to answer for the last question because the first one I didn't really understand it, so maybe you can repeat it after. So regarding the price, we priced the body spray on Amazon for, if you can see it, for $18. And that was for the MVP. So it was a very minimum valuable product. You can see a product with a sticker on it, okay? And as for the price, for the future price, we have for the launch is gonna be $23.95. The reason for the price, the main reason is that that's what customers choose to be. When we launched survey at the beginning, we told people what price they will pay for a body spray that will make them feel good doing activities. And all of them price it over $20. The reason they price it over $20 because they knew automatically if they're gonna price it cheaper, it's gonna be related to cheap product like Axe, Allspice, and product that doesn't work good for people, especially not for mid-age. So they higher the price because they knew they wanna have something healthy, something luxury. So that's where we set up the price of $23.95 for the future product. The second reason for it, we also have 100% natural ingredient, and we also created an innovative packaging that our new body spray, it's gonna be with a magnet between the cup and the body that will give the luxury feeling that you use a perfume. So that give the consumer that they just having the same feeling that they're going into a date or to a special event, just now it's activities or a hot day, doing a hot day. And that's for the price. But regarding the first question, you asked something for competitors?
Yeah, my question was mainly regarding the entry barrier. So do you understand?
So how we compete?
What's your main value proposition? So I understood that you are 100% natural and you want to be perceived as luxury, but if
we have three. The first value proposition is that our formulation, our unique formulation that we have sugar molecules that trigger a fragrance when you start to sweat. So there is no body spray. For instance, when you have Axe or all the body spray, it's just a normal fragrance. The second, it's the packaging that I just mentioned. And the third one is that we are the only one who market our product for physical activities. On the other hand, other body spray do it for casual day. And we also having another factor, which is a huge factor, that we also targeting females. You won't find body spray for females. Until today, it was only for male and for teenager. So that's another factor that we have. So it's about 4 value proposition that make our product unique.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And Leonor, can't hear you.
So thank you very much for your presentation. I have a few question about like what are the different distribution channels and which one is the most successful so far? And also you said that you had done that you had talked and you had asked for feedback for potential consumers. I just wanted to know if you have an idea of like in which countries it would be more successful, because there is also a cultural barrier. In some countries, people just prefer more neutral deodorants or body sprays such as Dove, Neutrogena, Euro Roberts. Which one are the countries that you're like focusing on first?
So since we are in the USA, we're focusing on the USA. But at the beginning, when I had the idea, I knew this is going to be a global brand with the potential to be in Europe and in Canada, since it's solving a global solution. And I by myself have experience. I used to work all around the world. I sell beauty product in Europe, in Australia, in France, in London. So I know the consumer. And that's how I came up with a global opportunity. But directly to your question, we're going to start for the USA. For your channels, we're going to work, we have 3 main channels. The first one, it's Amazon, as you've seen. Second one is going to be Shopify, and then B2B, which is gyms. The first year, we're going to focus on 60% Shopify, 20% Amazon, and 20% gyms. We want to convert our customers, of course, to have the database to Shopify and to have a bigger margin on the customers. We launch on Amazon since it's easier for small businesses to have their customers and to have a fast-growing business in Amazon, but we plan to move to Shopify.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Carol, would you like to take the word? Carol?
Sorry, I was just finding the mute button. Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I've no doubt it will be a success. It sounds like you've got experience, good a test bed on Amazon. I had a look at Amazon, I had a question about the pricing, but you've answered that because I could see you've positioned it lower. My question was around units. So manufacturing, you said, I think you were going to produce 60,000 units. Is that right?
Correct.
And is that what market is that for? Is that for the US?
Is that how much is going to sell for?
No, what market is that? All of that 60,000 to sell in the USA?
So yeah, all the 6,000 going to be sold in the USA. Yeah, the manufacturer is based in Italy.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you talked about having like global opportunity, and
yes.
Obviously if you've sold products around the world before, that the packaging requirements are different. Even in Canada, there's the bilingual, you have to have responsible person. There's all sorts of different claims you can make. The packaging needs to change. So one production run is very difficult, usually can't cater for the whole world.
To answer for this hesitation, we have a secondary manufacturing in the USA and we have the manufacturer in Italy. So we have both certificates.
Yes. Okay. So it's the compliance side, sort of the words on the pack as well as the formulation. So do you own the formulation? Do you own the IP to the formulation?
It's a good question. So since we launched the MVP, we did it to get constructive feedbacks in order to fine tune the official products. So now we are working to fine tune the official products. I can tell you one of the problem we had, it wasn't a problem, but the 2% customer that wasn't happy, it's because of the propellant. Propellant is the ingredient that takes the product out of the spray, which can be toxic. You can find it in Axe. And customer didn't really like it. So we changed it to a natural propellant that's going to be air compression. That's going to turn our product to 100% natural. And that's what we are doing to fine tune. And then we're going to reapply the patent on the new formulation.
Right. Okay. So the actual formulation is the intention, is it that will be unique to you and you'll own the IP?
Yeah, we're going to own this. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then it's great that you're saying that it's vegan, and these days, you need to have obviously all the certificates to substantiate all of those claims. What can you say about the sustainability of the brand in terms of the packaging and the ingredients and the energy that is used to produce the product?
So my business partner, Noam, is crazy about environmental. He brings this aspect into the business. And for that reason, we create a body spray that is almost 100% natural. In terms of packaging, it's 95% recyclable. That's why we did a body spray with an aluminum cap, so you can really recycle everything. And the close-up will be only here. So that's going to be the 5%, which is not recyclable. And we also donate 1 tree on 1 product sold. So we also want to give this experience to the customer, this side of the value of our brand.
Great, thank you. That's excellent.
Thank you very much, Carol. Nzinga? Nzinga?
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for the pictures and your time as well. Interesting product. I just want to follow on with what Leona said about the customers you asked regarding your product. Were these professionals that you asked in the sporting world, whether it's gym, athletes, etc.?
So in my life, especially in the USA, I've traveled 30 states the last 4 years, and I have surveyed thousands of people, and most of them are athletes and also day-to-day people. So that's regarding to be specific for your question. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Another one that I have as well, you said you made in 7 months $35,000.
Yeah.
Yes. And then in your presentation that within this year you're going to grow to 402,000.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself getting there within the next 5 months?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. So to get to that numbers, obviously we need to widen our inventory, and we know exactly how to reach the customers in terms of how they can convert from views to click and to a customer. So for that, to reach those people, how we're going to sell those products, we have 3 tactics. It's our marketing strategy. The first one going to be infomercial with a big influencers. We have one with engaging green. His name is Logan Paul. He's one of the big influencers in the USA. We plan to have him. We also have, we're going to use organic feedbacks from micro-influencers for specific customers on social media and Instagram and Facebook. And then we're going to have a marketing strategy on YouTube that blogger going to have a short video of our products. That's going to help us return $4 on $1 ad spend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Olivier?
Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's very clear, very dynamic. A lot has been said, and I think the project ticks a lot of boxes. I had just one comment on the length of the range, because I think if there is quite a strong repeated purchase, I was wondering whether you might need to extend the range for the fragrances quite quickly. I see that you come to the skincare in I think in 2 years' time or 3 years' time, but I think maybe your fragrance range is a bit short, and I understand, of course, the question of the cost. This was the first comment. The second point was more a question regarding the distribution in the gym centers in the US. Do they not have like exclusivity contracts with some brands? And if yes, how are you able to, to break those contracts and to make take some space there?
It's an amazing question. That's our competitive advantage. To penetrate the retail, it's one of the hardest way. We all know it for consumer packaging. But for gyms, it's the easiest way. And no one have done what we are doing, selling a fragrance in gyms. And to prove that it's very easy to do it by myself, I travel all to Florida and I sold them our stand during the pandemic when they had no people in the gym. They bought the stand and they loved it. So we have 7 gyms we're working with during the pandemic, and they sell 20 to 30 units a month. And now it's growing because they have full capacity. And we're also engaging with the big chain gym. Nothing is on the paper yet, I don't like to kiss. But we have a Lifetime Fitness or Anytime Fitness that we're trying to engage in order to get into a chain with 1,000 of gym. But ourselves, we did 7 gyms. Of course, we can do much more and penetrate that market. It's a huge opportunity for gyms because it gives them a high margin on a product of $10. It's almost more than what they get on a membership. So it's really elevate their business. And this is how I really sold them the opportunity that is much more for them, for the customers, and for their margin. And that's why they did it, because they didn't put money in front. They only paid us after selling the product, so there was no risk of doing it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, great. That was really, really interesting presentation. So now we will move to the fourth pitch of the evening. I would like to welcome Rayan Godoi, who will be pitching for the company PulpoAR. So I will now share the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Rayan Godoi. I am one of the co-founders of PulpoAR. We are a augmented shopping startup working in the beauty segment, and we enable consumers to virtually try on products anywhere and anytime with precision and realism. We saw that the consumer journey is broken for the makeup industry. So finding the right product is really complicated and takes a long time, and trying out products is really difficult, even when you have the physical product. So imagine you want to try different combinations of eyeshadow colors and lipsticks. It's really complicated to put on the makeup and remove and do it all again. So it really decreases the level of confidence that we have when we are making a purchase. So we came out with a product that allows people to virtually try on makeup. So they can either choose a model from a gallery, or they can take a picture of their own face. And when the picture is uploaded, you can see the results of the makeup applied on their face directly on you. So this really enhances the level of confidence when making a choice, making a decision. So here in the middle you see 2 lips. One of them is having a real lipstick on the lip, and the other one has a augmented reality. Can you tell which is real and which one is augmented reality? I can tell you that over 95% of people, they either get this wrong or they cannot say which is real and which one is augmented reality. And this shows how realistic and precise we can be in this experience. Our products can be integrated to multiple channels. It can be integrated to e-commerce that can be accessed via mobiles or desktops. And it can be integrated to mobile apps and to smart screens. Smart screens, they can be placed inside of the store or at the backseat of the Uber, in a bus stop, you name it. And also we can deliver the same experience through the social media. A little bit of the market validation, over 22% of makeup consumers in the US and UK, they already expect the brand to have a virtual try-on experience. And the group Ulta Beauty in the US, they saw over 30 million try-ons in the course of 2 months during the pandemic, and now they say that the testers are gone from the stores for good. And one of our main competitors, they already rose $130 million in investment, and the last round was Series C, which was led by Goldman Sachs. Our business model falls in the SaaS model, and we have two different revenue streams. One is the onboarding fee, when we make the integration and we can customize a little bit of the user interface. And the onboarding fee starts at $1,000 and it can go up to $10,000 or even higher than this. And then we charge a monthly subscription fee to maintain the feature live in the platforms of our customers. And the monthly subscription fee, it's in the range of $1,000 to $2,000. It depends on the number of features and products and platforms that our customer would like to have it integrated. It can go up to $4,000 or even more than this. In the competitive landscape, we have Perfect Corp as the number one, and we have Modiface, which has been acquired by L'Oreal, and we have PulpoAR challenging Perfect Corp. So the three of us, we have the plugins, which makes it really easy to integrate to multiple and different platforms. But one thing that it's different is that PulpoAR is building an ecosystem, and this solves the problem of content creation, which is a bottleneck. And then we can integrate and onboard makeup designers and stylists to create content for us, and this creates a network effect. In the financials, we are seeing a growth, a stat growth of around 110% quarter over quarter in the revenue. In the last quarter, we grew 110% in the revenue. In our gross margin is around 84% in the last 3 quarters. We aim to close the year in the range of $100,000 in monthly revenue, and our current net dollar retention is 150%. A little bit of the achievements we have, we rose in the total of $718,000 in investment. The first round was with a valuation of $4 million, and the last one, which was April 2021, the valuation was at $10 million, and we rose $500,000. And we have a very valuable asset, which is our AR library. We have over 10,000 AR SKUs from brands from all over the globe. L'Oreal, Floma, Yves Rocher, Avon, you name it. And we are aiming to reach 60 million try-ons per month and launch our creators program and our digitalization studio to solve the content bottleneck, and to integrate to WhatsApp, TikTok, and YouTube, and to reach over 200,000 products in our AR library. Our team is composed of very young and talented people, and we have a board of advisors from executives from companies like Lenovo and Turkcellcom. We are 3 co-founders, and we have a VP of growth, which is also a shareholder, who is Hussein Ogus. And the co-founders, we have Onur as a CEO, Burak as a CTO, and myself as CRO. So guys, it was a pleasure to be here talking to you, and I will be really happy to address the questions you have. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, great presentation. Hi, how are you? Good.
Hey, Mathilde. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well. Hope you all is safe and well.
Okay, so I will ask Olivier to start.
Thank you. Very great presentation. I have a simple and basic question first. So it's free for the end user. The brands are the ones to pay.
Exactly. The end user, they don't have to pay anything. So the brands, they are our customers.
Okay. Second, I did not understand clearly the difference between your project, which is really great, with Modiface.
Yeah, so that's some things that we are doing differently. By the way, we have been accelerated by one of the largest cosmetic companies in Brazil, which is Grupo Boticário. And they were using the solutions since 2018, and we learned what is lacking in the service. So Modiface and Perfect Corp, they are really focused in the try-on, only the try-on phase. But there's one stage, one step before the try-on, which is the discovery of the product. So we are also going in this stage for the consumer, so helping the consumer to find the perfect product before they try. So before trying, they have to find the product, right? So we are now putting in our roadmap a development of using a biometrical and behavioral recommendation tool for the discovery. In the try-on itself, the difference is Perfect Corp and Modiface, they are verticalized. So it means they generate they digitalize the SKUs themselves. And this is a huge bottleneck because they need an army of people to digitalize the SKUs all over the globe. And what we are doing differently is we are building a community of creators. So let's say there's a makeup brand in Angola, in Africa, and we don't have to get their products from Africa to Brazil or US or Turkey, where we have our offices. We can have a creator there creating the SKU makeup. And also the creators, for example, a makeup stylist, they can create their own looks using SKUs that have been digitalized already. And this generates more content, and this is more attractive for the end consumers as well.
Okay. And thank you. Last question is for the finance. So you just show a projection for 2021. What is your ambition by 23, for example, and 25 in turnover?
So we want to be in the range of $3 million in ARR in 2022. In 2023, we aim to be at the range of $10 million in ARR.
Thank you.
Thank you. Carol?
Hi there. That was a great presentation. And it's an area, I can see post-COVID, testers are gone from store now forever. And also with Instagram and online shopping, there's much more of a need for people to see and buy instantly and to try it. And, you can tell by Instagram filters, how well they're doing. So yeah, it's a definite opportunity. I just want to talk about Modifast. So are they just exclusive to L'Oreal now?
Somehow, yes. So, they say they work with different brands, but in practical, we don't see this. For example, we have one, the Watsons chain in Europe, and L'Oreal was trying to push their solution from Modiface. And Watsons, they chose us because we were having a broader range of brands in our library. Same thing happened for a marketplace, also in Turkey, the second largest. Same thing, L'Oreal actually came to us and they are using our technology in this marketplace and not their own.
Yeah, that's what I wondered on your achievements. You had L'Oreal as a brand, but I wondered whether they were using Modifast. Because that was a question in terms of a market opportunity. Would approaching another group, so somebody like the Estée Lauder group, and then because obviously they have half the world is L'Oreal and half the other world is Estée Lauder group in terms of brands. Had you considered that, getting if some sort of exclusivity with them?
So yeah, we discussed, for example, Group Yves Rocher in France is one of the big names that are discussing exclusivity with us. But we play with this exclusivity and different meanings. For example, we can discuss exclusivity for a certain region or in a certain channel. For example, the L'Oreal in Turkey, they asked us exclusivity in the marketplace, and we agreed for 2 months only. So they had 2 months to create all the buzz, and then after this, we would integrate all the other brands to that marketplace. So there's some exclusivity discussion, but we are very careful.
Because I don't know how many brands Estée Lauder owns now, but there's a lot of brands within there. I have no more questions. I can see great potential. So well done.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you very much. And Zinga?
Yes, great pitch as well. I see great potential as well in in your product. I feel the questions from Carol and Olivier kind of answered some of the questions that I had as well. But can these be used on the iOS and the Android phone, or is it either?
Yes, It can be used in any mobile device. What we do is we don't integrate directly in the app. What we do is in the app, we open a full screen browser inside of the app. And then by doing this, we reduce the size of the app. And because, in developing countries like Brazil, for example, the device of the consumers, sometimes they are not in the top end. They are in the middle of low end. So the aim is to decrease the size of the applications of our customers. So we make a call in the web in the full-time browser. The user, they don't see it. They are leaving the app and go into a browser. When they return directly to the app.
Yeah, thank you. And just to go on with what Carol's saying, with you going to another big major multinational and providing them with exclusivity, how would that limit you growing and expanding if you just stick with one big company? When there's, as you know, the industry is constantly evolving. Just how that would work for you guys.
Yeah, so, for example, in Brazil, we were accelerated by Grupo Boticário. They are the largest here in the region, together with Natura. And there was some discussion about exclusivity, but we have been very careful with that because we have a long-term vision. And our long-term vision is not just contained in the beauty industry. We see a merging of the physical and digital worlds together, especially when the smart glasses, the practical one comes out. So we don't want to kill the company or just constrain the company inside of one brand. And we see a big potential in the marketplaces, for example, integrating to Amazon or Alibaba, all these marketplaces where you have many different brands. We see a big potential there. So talking about exclusivity, we are being very cautious about this.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just thinking when they show you a nice blank check, that's very enticing. How would you, control that without, the great ambitions that you're just talking about? That's just one my thing about that, because I feel that, like you said, there's great potential in this expanding. But I understand, and I like your integrity in that place there.
Yeah, I think, when the time comes with the big check, we haven't seen this, and it's difficult to say when we are not in the situation. It's easy to say today, okay, we're going to reject the check. But when the situation really comes, it's, I have other two co-founders as well, and we need to think about this. But, our desire is not to do this. We want to, take the company and look at the long term. But who knows? It's hard to promise anything in this sense.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Zinga.
Oh, I'm sorry. Celine.
Yeah. Hi, Ryan. So,
hey, Celine.
Yeah, so I had to say, yeah, all my questions were addressed. I had a particular comment on the valuation, but I'm not sure that the right place to do it. Yeah, maybe it's something, yeah.
I was. If you want to send me an email and we can schedule a call and discuss directly this kind of things if you would like.
Sure, and but then another way to address this topic is so yeah, you mentioned the potential revenue for 22-23. So in terms of high potential, so what do you see for the next 5 years?
So in the market research that we have seen, we see that we have a obtainable market of excluding North America and Asia. So our strategy is we are working specifically in Europe and in LATAM at this point, because we saw this is a really big blue ocean. So Modiface, for example, they are strong in the US, and Perfect Corp is really strong in the Asia and US as well. So Europe and LATAM, it was kind of a blue ocean. And we are going after even the SMEs and the local big companies and the global ones. So the market research we see, we have a potential to go to over 20 million ARR, and excluding US and Asia. So in 5 years, I think this is more or less where we can go. But we are seeing also other opportunities along the way, especially after the acceleration with Boticário. And we are even considering somehow going directly to the B2C market. Because, for example, one of the most valuable assets we have is our AR library. And why not allow the consumers to have access to our full library in one place? So we are evaluating this, and we don't know where this can take us yet, but we are evaluating, and we think this will be a much bigger market.
But in this case, you will act like a real marketplace, right?
Maybe, or with a partnership with the brands as well. We can deliver traffic to the brands. For example, if we have a place where we generate content, like maybe a specialized social media for beauty, where you can generate your own look or make a tutorial for makeup. And we spoke with makeup stylists, and we were trying to understand what motivates them, what they need. And for example, a very good makeup stylist, they have the whole agenda full for the whole day, for the whole week, and this is the cap they have for their earnings. So they are looking for other ways to make an earning, like a passive income. So if they can create a look and put in our platform, and they can get a commission from the brands, we are even speaking to the brands with the brands about this, they can get a commission. Maybe they make a look to go for a wedding or something like this. If they sell, they get a commission from the brands. But we are thinking about this yet. We see there's also another market for the B2C, but today our focus is in the B2B. But we see the potential there.
And then what about those makeup artists? We have to pay kind of monthly fee to have access to the platform and to make their own tuto and to market it in a way.
To whom you said? Sorry, I didn't get the.
To market it. I mean, you're saying that they need to find a new way, let's say more earnings. So if you provide them a solution to make more earnings, will you charge them, or will you ask them for monthly fee to have access to the platform?
Monthly fee, you know, like any social media, to have a highlight in their content, for example. Maybe they pay to have their content highlighted in the feed of the users, or this kind of things. But you know, this is something that we are still nurturing and thinking about this. Today, we are really focusing the B2B, working directly with the brands.
Very clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Celine.
Thank you. Leonor?
Yeah, well, I just have a quick question, as many of the questions were answered. Which other industries can you apply this your technology?
Yeah, so today we work with a full range in facial makeup, color cosmetics, from lipstick to eyeshadow, foundation, all of this. We also already have working with the nail polishing. We are the first company to deliver the try-on through the web for nail polishing. We are now developing the skin diagnostics for the face, you know, analyzing wrinkles, skin marks, all these kind of things, and then recommending, you know, lifestyle to enhance your skin or products and services. Also for hair color changing. And then there are also a multitude of products. For example, watches. We can work with watches, hatches, you know,
so also fashion
accessories. Yeah. So at the beginning of the company, our aim was to work with all these products. We even have cases with sunglasses, and we still do this, but project-based. But then we decided to really focus on the beauty, because we saw that the industry was much more mature than some other industries, and the potential was much higher. Because, you know, brands, they spend millions in testers, and this is a really big pain they have in their process. For example, a normal company, they spend somewhere from 0.5 to 1.5% of their revenue in testers. And the logistics is really crazy for them. So this is a really big pain. So they're paying for this technology much more. We have case, for example, like IKEA, where you can see the furniture in your home and all these kind of things. But we saw the beauty is much more prepared for this. And there's much more money flowing in this area, in this segment. Okay, but we can go for other segments as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leonor.
Thank you, everyone. It was really great and very interesting. Now I would like to introduce you to the final picture of the evening. I would like to welcome Stacy Pavlova, who will be presenting her company Shimani Smart Skincare. Stacy, you can now share your screen.
Okay, hello everybody.
Hello.
Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Stacy Pavlova, founder of Shimani Smart Skincare. I have been working in the beauty and pharmaceutical industry for 16 years in the corporate sphere, mainly in the markets of Asia and Africa, and mainly in Ethiopia. We were selling big brands there like L'Oreal, Kerastase, and many more. So after 16 years in the corporate world, I decided it's a high time because I didn't see any more development for me in the corporate sphere. I decided to make my own brand, and I decided to make it in Bulgaria, because in Bulgaria we have quite a big traditions in cosmetic manufacture. So I left my job, but I didn't start from zero. I started with my worldwide experience, traveling all around the world, having experience with small and big cosmetic brands. I met, for 6 months, I made really a thorough research on the Bulgarian market, on all the manufacturers and factories. And I met 2 Bulgarian scientists who worked for NASA, who made products for NASA. And for 3 years, they have developed anti-aging cream. And we decided to work together. The formula is patented. This is how Shimani was born. Shimani is a new age dermo-cosmetics, which is mainly anti-age, but we also have hydration series. I established the brand in March last year, hand with COVID. Of course, it was so challenging time. Nobody expected what will happen. I had to change my marketing plan for the brand development to turn it on 180 degrees. So basically what I need an investor. Why? Because I want to make Shimani a global brand. It has all the prerequisites to become so. The product is unique. I need an investor to support us in trade shows, hiring a bigger team to develop a new products for acne series. And what do I offer on my site? I offer a unique patented product, recognizable brand name, because everybody who hears the name Shimani really remembers it. And it was quite hard to find a good brand name. I'm sure that all of you know how hard is it. And I offer knowledge, experience, contacts, know-how, because really I have worked in this sphere for so long. What is interesting about our cream? It is violet, and this color is totally naturally achieved due to the mix of the ingredients used and the special patented technology we're making it. Of course, once you apply on the skin, is no longer, once you massage it onto your skin, is no longer violet. And we have already regular clients. One of the best feedback we received is that a lady told me that it has the wrinkle between her eyebrows has disappeared after 3 months of usage. So really, this was like a present for me for all the hard work we have done. How does this cream work? Our patented chelate repair complex, which is a complex of few ingredients, goes in between collagen fibers and stops them from going closer each other, thus preventing wrinkles formation. But it is also good for older wrinkles erosion. Except for the violet cream, we have also 100% natural series, which is really natural. I'm sure that you have heard of the term greenwashing. Many brands claim to be natural, but when you look at their ingredients, there is nothing natural inside. And our natural series is made only of 13 oils, beeswax, and rose water. Nothing else, no preservatives, no emulsifiers. It was, of course, very hard to make it, and we need to keep it at 22 degrees all the time. In the summer, I put it in the fridge, but it's good for people with dry skin, rosacea, allergies. It's our second miracle cream after the violet cream. Who are our competitors? I'm looking at the price range. These are, of course, you know that we have so many competitors in the cosmetic field, especially the anti-aging series. I put here only the big names, but there are really so many. This is our price range. We are a prestige brand. We are not the cheapest. We are not the most expensive. We are mid-level. Our team is very small but very effective. Everybody's telling me that for 1 year we achieved so much. I myself and our marketing manager, Magdalena, of course, there are many more people involved, but they're outsourced. We have really quite ambitious project. I want to make Shimani a global brand, and I know that without investor it's not possible. We have already a distributor in Denmark, and they're quite happy with the products. I just need a partner because it's not possible for me to do everything alone. I know how to do it. I know the right steps. I have the great product. I need the support. We are so active during the crisis. We participated in so many TV shows. We were in the magazines. We were in the news. Last year, we won the prestigious Business Lady Award for Product Innovation for the Violet Cream among 70 other candidates. And then in October, we won the big award on a state level for product innovation by the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce. So that's why I believe my brand has all the prerequisites to become a global brand. By the name, by the way, many people ask me, what does Shimani mean? I spent months contemplating about the name of my brand, and I was totally desperate when I remembered a stunningly beautiful woman I met 10 years ago in Sri Lanka, and her name was Shimani. So my brand is called after her, and this means shining diamonds. Thank you for your in the chat if somebody needs to contact me. So if you have some questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Thank you so much. That's a really nice presentation. I would like to ask Carol to start.
Hi there, thank you for your presentation. I had a question around, you mentioned the name a couple of times. Have you trademarked the name at all?
Yes. I trademark it for the biggest markets, for Europe, for the USA, for China, I think for 7 or 8 big markets.
Okay, that's good. And then can I just clarify what your key claim is, particularly around what you were saying it was doing to collagen? What's the claim that you're making there?
Yes, so our patented chelate repair complex goes in between collagen fibers and prevents them from sticking, thus preventing wrinkles formation.
Okay, the reason I asked that is that a cosmetic item in Europe gives the appearance of, from what you're saying, that just sounds like a medical device. And so it might be worth just speaking with a regulatory person and just see what claims you're allowed to make in Europe about what the product does. Because a cosmetic gives the appearance, but anything that's changing and working at the lower levels of the skin is classed as a drug. So
well, it's yes, it's registered as a cosmetic item. It's the type of cosmetics that just penetrates. It works deeply into your skin, and the effect is long lasting. Because some cosmetic items, they act only on the surface, and the moment you stop using them, your wrinkles appear again.
Yeah.
So
my
yes.
point is about the official legal classification of the product. The way you're describing it, it's sounding like a drug, and that would affect how you market it. So that would just be to just
it's registered like a cosmetic product. I don't think the claim is medical, because it just acts in depth in the skin, and it has a long-lasting effect. Even if you stop the product, you'll see the results.
Okay, so in your marketing, words like effect are fine, but some of the words in your presentation would not be. So it's just worth checking with your regulatory person about that.
Yes, thank you, Carol. I'll check this, because I really haven't thought about this.
Yes, because it will affect the market. It will, which market you go out for. It's a very different distribution strategy if you're a medical.
Yes, for sure. I don't want to market this as medical cosmetics or as medication. Our channels are salons, luxury spa centers, beauty salons, luxury cosmetic shops.
Yeah, okay, they were my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you. And Zinga?
Hello, thank you, Stacy, for the presentation. Just going on with the product and the ingredients, you say it's all organic. I'm thinking about the shelf life, because you said you have to keep it in the freezer. So I'm thinking, how would you go about, certain distribution or retail outlets be able to, sustain the shelf life of the product without being in the freezer, from what you said?
Yes. In fact, only 2 of our products are 100% natural, and their shelf, the shelf life of the regular violet series is 30 months, and the shelf life of the natural series is 1 year. So with the violet series, we don't have any problem with storage and transportation. With the natural series, yes, it's specific. However, I will not put any preservatives inside, because really we have clients for it. Clients want totally clean. Some clients want totally clean cosmetics without any preservatives, without any chemistry inside. I was in the beginning. I was really. I had to choose between the two lines, the violet, which is not natural, and the natural, but I saw that there is demand for both. So I decided to offer both, because we already have clients who are ordering 3rd, 4th time.
Yeah, so I didn't hear that because my connection went there, so excuse me. Sorry, did you say you had a solution when you said you want to distribute them to salons, etc.? How would they keep that product, longer lasting without putting it in the fridge, because you said about the ingredients in the product? If you could say that very quickly, because I didn't hear what you said. Oh, I think she's frozen now.
Frozen screen.
Yeah, she's frozen now, and I was frozen before.
Okay, let's wait 10 seconds.
I'll see if I can type it to her.
Sorry, my connection was, I was disconnected.
It's okay.
So basically, the people who want the natural cream, will tell them the specific storage conditions. And in fact, we have only 2 natural creams. All our the other 9 products are not natural, but they do not contain any harmful substances like silicones, parabens, etc. Our formula is very clean, and we don't use also phenoxyethanol, which is a very harsh preservative. We use only benzyl alcohol as a preservative.
Thank you. I have another question which is quite unique. The cream, I don't know if it's all the products, it's got a violet color to it. Does that leave like a sheen on the skin? Because, for example, sunscreen products can leave a sheen or, on the skin, particularly when it comes to darker skin tones. I wanted to know if that's been something that has been brought up at all.
In fact, it's violet, and the moment you apply it on your skin, the color disappears. I mean, it's like a regular cream.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nzinga.
Thank you, Celine. Would you like to?
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Celine.
A quick question on your go-to-market strategy and the geographies you are targeting, especially to understand the big jump in 2024 in terms of revenue. So you go from 1.2 millions to 180 millions. So yeah, it would be really interesting to understand the go-to-market strategy to reach such a huge revenue in a few years.
Yes, because we started to sell from our own website in Bulgaria. But I have, because we are very active on social media, especially I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I got so many requests that even I don't have the time to answer all of them, and because I don't have the people. I want to take the export of the brand because this is my specialty. But at the moment, I'm doing lots of operational work. There is a lot of interest from abroad, and I believe this will be a very successful product. The large scale in numbers is that in 2023, in my business plan, I intend to find an investor, but because Mathilde approached me, and I thought, why not to find the investor earlier if it's better to speed up things. And I believe this will be a wonderful opportunity instead of this is the big scale in numbers, because in my plan it was in the third year to find an investor and scale up the business because I really need a partner. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Celine.
Leonor? Are you on mute?
Sorry, I had some connection issues, so I wasn't able to listen to the whole pitch, but the questions that I had were already answered, so I think I would let my colleagues to continue with the Q&A.
So, Olivier?
Thank you and congratulations, Stacy, because it's a very ambitious project, and I think you are the only woman that is so tonight presenting your project. Congrats. No, I have to say I'm a bit, let's say, I like very much the project, but I'm skeptical when you say your targets, competitive targets are Filorga and Clarins and so on, because I think, voilà. No, but I mean, we know this market quite well, and well, I wonder if it's really your benchmark, and I don't have the answer, of course, but I was wondering whether you should not find another way to crack this market, because your questioning is very clear. You need money, and we know that that money is king to emerge in this very crowded universe. And I don't have the answer, but I'm not sure you should position yourself against Filorga or Clarins, because I don't know if it has to be your benchmark. And in your speech today, to be frank, I don't know if I keep in my mind as a message number one, you're a brand with a pattern which is exceptional, like La Mer, for example, or whether you're a brand which makes me dream because of the name, or because of the plant, or because of the color. I don't know. And I'm a bit mixed up. So sorry, I share my
Yes, yes, of course.
My
yes.
open feeling, and I think you have the two dimensions. You have a very strong scientific dimension, and you have at the same time a very strong marketing dimension. And I don't know if one of them should not stand out, because also you say you are like corporate responsible. So you have a lot of things that big brands are claiming today, but you have them from the beginning. So, well, should you treat them equally? I don't know. Voilà. So I don't. And then I see how costly it is to enter a market, and I was thinking, shouldn't you today focus on a few key markets where you could be strong? I think of Dubai, for example. Dubai is not a very big market, but you have a nice story maybe which can please in Dubai, rather than targeting small markets. I mean, Denmark is interesting, but I guess you spend some energy on this. It costs you a bit of money. And it's not, let's say, for you, maybe the most strategic and the easiest market for skincare. I was wondering whether in terms of priority markets, maybe looking at Middle East, we should not try, maybe looking at some Asian markets, your story could be more easily listened to by consumers.
Yes, in fact, I have very good feedback also from Turkey.
Yes.
People from Turkey tried the product. Also, I have lots of inquiries from India. Yes, definitely the Asian market, also the African market is quite interesting. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in terms of funding, do you have any option today in Bulgaria, or you need to look outside?
Well, in fact, until now, I haven't tried to find an investor, because it was in my plan for 2023. I didn't try it actively, but I think from now on I'll start trying, because I need the faster I scale it, the better.
Okay. And in terms of physical distribution, can you on your key markets? I mean, you're more digital than physical, or what is your main goal?
Basically, in Europe, it will be better to sell through our online shop. And in other markets like Vietnam, Taiwan, Thailand are very interesting markets as well. There I plan to go through a local distributor, because these are very specific markets. You need to have somebody local with local knowledge, also for the customs clearance, registration. Like in you need to find a good partner in every market. Like in a personal life, this is valid for the business. When you find the right partner, things will work.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so this was the last final startup. I think it was really nice event, and I would like to thank you all, to thank you to all the presenting startups, and also to the amazing board members. And yeah, this is a really good opportunity to network, and so I encourage you to connect with each other on LinkedIn and continue discussions there. And yeah, so thank you all, and I would like to invite you also to follow the Startup Club for next events. I will be hosting a fashion tech pitch night on 25th of August, and then a luxury goods investment conference in September. So yes, I think it was really nice. And would the board like to say a few last concluding remarks?
Yeah, I'll just say something quickly to all those who pitched, because I know it can be very nerve-wracking for some of for people. Just well done to those who put themselves forward, and it's a pleasure to meet also the other panelists as well. Please do feel free to connect with me. I'll put my details in the chat box as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mutinga. It was really a pleasure to have you here. Thanks. We'll see each other in the future, I'm sure.
yeah, for me, I was very happy to take part of this event. I'm happy to see it's a worldwide level. So usually I speak to French people in France, and I'm very happy to see European and beyond Europe partners. So thank you for inviting me, and very interesting projects, and congrats, because it's very creative.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
So yeah, congrats Mathilde, and of course the startups. So again, there's a very good variety of projects, and I think it's very fresh to have all those people coming from different regions, different cultures, and
yes.
So good luck to everybody. Wonderful summer, and do not hesitate to contact me. I will also put my details in the chat.
Thank you very much, Céline. Always a pleasure. See you soon again.
See you soon.
Okay, Eleonore.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mathilde, for organizing this event. The startups were great, as the members of the board mentioned before. And also, I really liked the variety of startups. They were all tackling different industries and different target markets. So it was very enriching for me to learn more about them as well.
Thank you very much. It's really nice to hear. I appreciate the positive feedback. And Carol, are you still here?
Yeah, well done, Mathilde, for pulling this together for everyone. Yeah, it was great to see the range and also pulling together an investor deck is probably one of the hardest things to do. I'm sure most brand founders can talk very eloquently for an hour on their topic, but to be able to put it across in a short space of time and to get the key elements over in a presentation deck is actually quite a skill. So well done to everybody for doing that.
Thank you very much, Carol.
Great to meet the other advisors.
It was really nice to meet you too. So we'll be in touch, and have a wonderful evening, all of you, and we'll be in touch. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.